doing things a little differently this year, beginning the evening with our musician of the year. We have wanted to salute a performer from America's great musical theater tradition on our cover for some time. We knew who we wanted, but it was just a matter of getting the right time. As both singer and actress, she is unequaled in the breadth and versatility of her artistry. Katrina Ames writes in her tribute, she's fearless, vocally and physically. Her immediate, recognizable soprano is rich, flexible, and incandescent, with a huge dynamic range, equally persuasive as silk or gravel, belt or whisper. It's also genre-bending, since she can sing across the spectrum from opera to blues, pop to gospel. She is what her colleague and our 2007 Vocalist of the Year, Barbara Cook, calls the whole package. She has sung with nearly every major orchestra in the U.S. She made her opera debut in 2006 at Houston Grand Opera, singing Poulenc's La Voix Humaine, and I didn't get that right, did I, Stephanie? Stephanie's the French. She knows her French. And American composer Michael John Lacuse's Sin, and then he has in parentheses, who are you? I love you. Obviously, this is an opera to do with the computer age. Our Musician of the Year has 5 Tonys to her name, 3 for performances in musical and 2 in straight plays. Miss Juilliard Grad approaches every role, musical or non-musical, even every song, in precisely the same way. It's all about character, she tells Katrina, and something she can connect to. Who is this person? What does she want? What truth am I trying to convey? Indeed, truth is the theme of her latest and most personal None Such album. Here we are. So you will see this in your goodie bags later. Go Back Home is the name of it. Released earlier this year, it marks her first solo disc in 7 years, with many of its songs figuring in her current 22-city North American concert tour. She also continues in her second season as official host of Live from Lincoln Center on PBS, and just 2 weeks ago she appeared as Mother Abbess in a live television broadcast of Rodgers and Hammerstein's The Sound of Music on NBC. According to Playbill, we can look forward to seeing her soon on Broadway, so we all should watch our papers for that. When the Times' Stephen Holden reviewed her Lincoln Center concert last May, he began with 2 words, absolutely thrilling. And he ended with a defining voice of our time. Please welcome that absolutely thrilling, defining voice of our time, Musical America's Musician of the Year, Audra McDonald.
Sedge said, the longest speech we ever had was 20 minutes, and the shortest was like about 2 seconds, so I promised I'd be somewhere between 2 and 20. And first of all, I want to thank Stephanie Challoner and Sedge Clark and Joyce Wasserman for thinking of me and bestowing this incredible honor on me, and also allowing me to go first. My daughter's holiday concert is tonight in Croton-on-Hudson, and she's playing the bass and the saxophone and the violin, so I gotta get up there. The only thing I'm going to say before I make my speech is, as much of an honor as it is to be on the cover of Musical America, which was certainly a publication that when I was at Juilliard, just right next door, we would flip through in the school library. The fact that me making this horrific face is going to be on the cover for a year, it's going to give me nightmares for a while, but that's okay. It was a very high note I was singing at the time when I took up the key. But it's an overwhelming honor that is kind of difficult for me to comprehend or believe that I deserve to be getting this award. Music is something to me that is a gift. It's a refuge. It's medicine for me. It's a teacher. It's been a lifesaver for me. And so how do I possibly belong on a list with such incredible individuals? I mean, what do I have in common with any of them, and what is the common thread? And I've been thinking about that all day. And believe it or not, Michelle Obama popped into my mind, and here's why. At the 2012 Democratic National Convention, she made a speech about her husband. And one thing she said stuck out and moved me to tears when she said it. And she said, speaking about Barack Obama, he believes that when you've worked hard and done well and walked through that doorway of opportunity, you do not slam it shut behind you. You reach back and you give other folks the same chances that help you to succeed. And that's where I realized I found the common thread with me and the rest of, or a lot of these individuals on this list, this incomparable list. Many of these individuals have directly impacted my life by reaching back towards me in a profound way. Obviously, there's someone like Leonard Bernstein, whose incredible music I grew up listening to and dancing around the house to and trying to sing high before I knew how to sing high to. Beverly Sills reached back and became such an important part of Lincoln Center, which was to become my home. And she did that by bringing Lincoln Center inside all of our homes as the host of Life from Lincoln Center. Leontine Price reached back in a very interesting way. She gave a master class my freshman year at Juilliard. I didn't get to sing for her, but the president of the school asked me to be the one to sort of lead her around the school and take her to her dressing room and sit outside of her dressing room before she came and did her master class. And so I took her to her dressing room, and I just sat on the floor outside, and the students would walk by. Price is in there. And after about 10 minutes, the door opened, and she said, come and talk to me. She literally reached out, led me in the dressing room, and we sat, and she said, what do you want to do? Who are you studying with? What do you think about opera? What do you think about music? Here's what I think. And we had a lovely chat for 20 minutes, and I was just an 18-year-old girl from Fresno, California. She had no idea that I would luckily make it to where I did today, but just reached out of the goodness of her heart. Crystal Ludwig reached back in a very interesting way. She, in doing her 1989 recital at Avery Fisher Hall with James Levine, decided she wanted to sing Ständchen by Schubert. And it was a beautiful song that needed a chorus. It was for alto and a chorus. So she reached out to Juilliard and had them pick about 10 sopranos and mezzos to come and sing with her. So that's where I made my Avery Fisher Hall debut, singing behind Crystal Ludwig. Wynton Marsalis, not only did he come to speak with the African American student contingent at Juilliard just because we called and asked him to one day in our student lounge at the residence hall, but then 15 years later, he would ask me to come and sing with him at the Apollo Theater. So I ended up making my debut at the legendary Apollo Theater, singing with Wynton Marsalis, which is obviously touching my roots in a very profound way. Michael Tilson Thomas was the first person who said, I think you can sing concerts, and I think you can sing with an orchestra. So he invited me to come and sing with the San Francisco Symphony at Carnegie Hall. Sir Simon Rattle, another one of your honorees, is someone who said, I think you need to come and sing in Europe. So he invited me to come sing in the city of my birth, Berlin Philharmonic, New Year's Eve. That's the first time I ever sang there since I was issued forth some years before. So, I'm sorry. Anyway, so why do I bring up all these people? I realized that that's the common thread. And of course we know what music can do. It can do miraculous things. It can help bring memories back to Alzheimer's patients. It can bridge cultural gaps. It can soothe babies. It can heal broken hearts. It can and did help this little African-American, overdramatic, hyperactive girl find her identity and her place in the world. So what can I truly do to earn my place alongside this list of incredible artists? And I think this is what I can do. I can recognize that that is truly my responsibility as a musician and as an artist. I have to do the same. I have to reach back, and I have to help give back to our community and to continue to work hard and inspire others and help them to succeed in the way that so many incredible musicians have helped me to succeed. So I'm going to continue to do my best to do that. Thank you so very much for listening.